painting the roses red. We're painting the roses red. Not blue, not green, not aquamarine. We're painting the roses red, baby. What's up, everybody? This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist. I'm the world's greatest living artist. Yeah, baby, world's greatest living artist. Let's kick some butt. So this is a painting I did earlier. What's up, everybody? What's up? Good to see you here, beautiful people. This is a painting I did earlier. This is a painting I'm going to do right now. Stay tuned. Like Looney Tunes. Like Looney Tunes. This is going to be super awesome. By the way, I'm getting ready to launch my podcast. Those of you who are like, dude, I want to hear you say more awesome stuff. Well, I'm getting ready to launch my podcast very soon. So you guys are going to love it. Love it or hate it. So what I'm doing here is that I'm making my studio time available for other people to see what I'm doing. What my je ne sais quoi is all about here. I think that in doing that, I am allowing just, other awesome stuff to happen, right? As we're doing that here. Check it out. Ooh la la. By the way, I get salty when people don't like my stuff. I get pretty salty. I've been telling people to follow my stuff, and I get salty when I don't get new followers or anything. I'm being honest, okay? I'm not even playing. I work so hard. Dang it. Like my stuff. Which brings me to the... Oh my god, my throat has been killing me. Which brings me to the next point. How do you feel about... How do you feel about people judging your work or not liking it or whatever, How do you feel about that? What's the feeling on that? As an artist. Now, be honest with me, okay? Don't be like going around the bush there. I know a lot of artists have this tendency to feel down, right? When people are like, I don't like your stinking work. And we're like, I feel so bad. But I'm going to tell you a little secret, okay? This is a little secret just for you guys. It's really not that your work is bad. It's that you haven't shown it to enough people for it to fall in the hands of the right person. So this is something that I learned from the great Andy Warhol. If you pay attention to some of the stuff that he said, it was really around that. One of the quotes in particular was that he's like, dude, look, this is what Andy Warhol said, okay? Dude, look, check it out. Don't be trying to please anybody. Just go do your work. What's up, True Jake? Go do your work. And if people like it, cool. If they don't like it, whatever, right? Keep doing it. Because what you need to do is you need to go take it into the marketplace. And so if you don't take your work into the marketplace, this is probably been one of the most difficult lessons for me to understand. Many times what we do is that we create the work and we're like, oh man, nobody's buying it. I put it there, I offer it, and no one's buying it. Many times, I would say 99.9% of the time, it's not that. It's not that nobody's buying it. It's that nobody's seeing it. That's really the problem. The problem is not that people are not buying it. The problem is that people are not even seeing it. ¿Qué ondas? Saludos, Jake. And so we go through our lives feeling like, oh man, my work is not worth it, or people don't really think it's worth much. But it's not really that. It's that you're not even giving it a chance. Not enough people see it, so it doesn't have a chance. It doesn't have a chance. And so it's really important to give it a chance. And find out how you can give it a chance. Either by the only way really is to show it enough times, right? That's really the only way. And that means different things for different artists. For some of you, might be you have to show it in different galleries. For some other artists, it might mean that you have to market it using different mediums, right? Different media. It doesn't matter what it is. Ultimately, what matters is that you're showing it. And a work that doesn't get shown, I'm going to be honest with you guys, might as well not be painted. Unless you just want to paint it for yourself, right? But if the work doesn't get shown, if the work doesn't see the light of day, at least by a few thousand people, if it doesn't see the light of day, you're going to start thinking that your work is not valuable. And it's not that, guys. It's that people are not watching it. That's the real problem. And sadly, we fall into this idea thinking that, oh man, maybe my work is not really good, or you start losing interest. But I've seen the light. I know better now. The work is not even getting a chance. So you might be trapped in your own idea that maybe your work is not good enough, or that you have to, I don't know, somehow please the crowd, or it's so difficult to please the crowd. This is why people go, oh man, if I painted abstracts, or if I painted more realism, or it's because we think that the reason why people are not buying is because the work is not good. But 9 out of 10, the reason people are not buying is because they're not even seeing it. That's really the problem, and that's the scary problem. That's the scary problem. It's like not enough people are watching it. You go, you paint something, you put it on Instagram, and you're hoping for the best. But at the end of the day, how many people saw it? In the online world, if a few thousand people see it, you might land a low sales. That's how the online world works. If a few thousand people see it, like the online world is very different. It's not like brick and mortar. Brick and mortar, you just need a few dozen people, a few hundred people to see something. In the online world, you need thousands of people to see something. It's very different. It's a whole other ballgame. And that's where we get confused, right? Because we're like, oh man, like so many people have seen it, because you're thinking about it, like especially if you are not a millennial, you're thinking about it like you're thinking about it with the idea of like an art show. If a few thousand people go to your art show, man, like you've made it like a Band-Aid, right? But if a few thousand people go to your website, you might sell something, maybe. It's a very different world. And so I think this is why so many people get confused, right? We're like, oh man, I had so many visitors on my website, or I got so many likes on my Facebook post or on my Instagram, and man, people are just not buying. Marketers say it's the offer, right? Marketers always say it's the offer, but they're assuming that you have the traffic. That's why they say it's the offer. They're assuming you have the traffic. If you don't have the traffic, it's not the offer. First, it's the traffic, and then the offer. This is something that has taken me both cojones to learn. It's been very difficult because I come from that idea of the artist showing something and then hoping that people are just going to flock to it. I come from that idea too, because I used to do exhibits, right? And in an art exhibit, if you have a full room of people in there, you sold a bunch of artwork, or you sold a good number of artwork. you made it, right? You made your day. Or in the fairs, you know, if you've done the art fairs, that also means that, right? If a few hundred people go to your booth, man, like you're doing great, you know, you're doing great. If you haven't sold anything and a few hundred people go to your booth in one day, it's probably your price point. It's probably something to do with your offer. It's not that you don't have traffic. But online is different. Online, you need a few 100,000 people to visit you. That's why people get confused with this whole selling artwork online deal. Man, I give you guys a painting demo and a marketing lesson, all for free. Yeah. All right, check it out. Look at that. All right, guys, if you like what you see here, if you enjoy the stuff that you're watching here, you're going to love the artwork that I have available on my eBay shop. Go check it out. There's a link. There's a link in my profile if you're watching this on Instagram. If you are then watching this on YouTube, you'll see a link that I pinned on the bottom of the video somewhere in the comments. I'm gonna pin one of my links to my eBay shop. You can go check it out there. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for kicking it here with me. Kick it. It's been fun. Look at this beautiful little painting, little houses right there. Muito bom. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, True Jake. I really appreciate it, man. Take care, all right? All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Adios.